You're probably looking at me, you're thinking, well, this is unusual. A, I'm used to seeing you with something crazy behind you, like on a green screen. B, you're not usually wearing something that absurd on your head. Well, it just so happens that as a joke in 2017, I wore this hat the Saturday and Sunday, Saturday before, Sunday through the Super Bowl. Went out and about Philadelphia, did my work, acted like it was not, nobody even was like, what's going on? I just wore this hat. The Philadelphia Eagles won their first ever Super Bowl. They're in the Super Bowl. This is a Super Bowl Sunday. And think about how important this day in the NBA is for OddsShopper. That they pulled one of their resident Eagles fans the day of the Super Bowl and said, you know what, Shander? We need you on the front line for the leans, the locks, even though you only have 2 games. We need you there. Thumbs up, subscribe, go Bird. The same hat. Oof, it even smells as awful as you can imagine here. We only have 2 games. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe. Have some cool things to tell you about as well. Let's just look at the Grizzlies and the Celtics, right? This is the first game that we have. Boston looks like, and this is what I'd like to target in this game, Boston looks like this is for real, right? Like they're back to that time before they went on this little stretch. They lose their 3 games and they're struggling 4 of 6 games. People are thinking, well, maybe we bought into Boston just a little too early. Still have Giannis, still have Milwaukee. Not as fast as I'd like to at least jump off that ship. I think I'm still with Boston here. And with a healthy squad, Jaylen Brown back, really the 2 up top, as we know, this is going to be a key difference. I think Memphis, it's not so much that they're significantly worse or that there's a bigger gap between the 2 teams, but when Boston was on, remember, they were putting up points better than any team in the NBA, and that's just something I don't think Memphis can handle if they're dealing with full Boston, right? There's a difference. In this case, it's full Boston. It's the top-heavy part of Boston. Derek White is a guy who stepped in and has played exceptionally well with Brown out, with Tatum out at times. So the Celtics have been able to get through this. But again, it's not so much like working hard or working extra to get victories. I think the bigger thing with Boston and why I would lock up the Celtics. You want to give me points? Go ahead. Lock up the Celtics on the spread here. That's the biggest play for me in this game. Boston comes here. I would take them on the money line. You want to take a full unit on the spread, half unit on the money line, go nuts. That's what I'm going to do. I'll put it out there on the Discord for me and my crew. But for you and me here on the weekend lock, on the day of the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl victory, mind you, we open up with a team, a city that I was born and just it's ingrained in me to despise because of the New England Patriots. But you know what? I couldn't help it. As much as I was told to, I have love for Brady and I have love for Brown and Tatum. And this is a Boston Celtics lock, folks. Okay, we go 2 games, 2 locks. First one is going to be Boston with the points. I thought you want to do a little sprinkle there as well. Top heavy guys, that's what we target. No real knock on Memphis. Defensively, I just think they have their hands full. Just too full. All right, we move on. But first, nothing's changed. All right, where I may be has changed, but nothing has changed. The hat may change, but nothing has changed with DraftKings. We want you to do something as simple and as easy as I've been telling you and Lindy's been telling you during the week, right? Take 90 seconds out of your life. You have to be 21 or older. You have to live in a state where you can legally gamble, where I currently am and still am, even though I'm in a different spot. And you have to call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a gambling problem. Easy. 3 things, right? Okay, now click this link below. Take 90 seconds out of your life. Click the link below, sign up at DraftKings. This is 90 seconds. Still part of the 90-second process is you depositing $5, right? Put that $5 immediately on the Philadelphia Eagles to win the Super Bowl, okay? You're watching this ahead of time, ahead of the big game, ahead of these 2 NBA games. Go ahead and put that $5 because you're going to get $200 back instantly. And instantly means that you get that $200 before the game kicks off. You don't need to wait for that. You don't need to wait for it to end. And you can play part or all, whatever that $200 back on the NBA. See how that works? We're going NBA picks. I want you to get in first with the $5, the $200 right back. Then we can have some fun and sprinkle. So we get 1 game under our belt, lock up the Celtics. Now let's move to a lesser game, if you will, the one that will bleed into the Super Bowl here. And it's no knock, right? You know, Pistons, Raptors. How about this though? 9.5. What should jump out at you? 9.5 or 231.5? Because when I look at this game, I'm thinking two disinterested basketball teams right now. Toronto, so much that was built up with the trade deadline. Detroit just continues to, and I know, like the double OT game, somebody's going to have to win. That's the rules, right, of the game of basketball here. Nobody's walking away with a tie. So somebody's going to have to win. Oh, they won in double overtime. Yeah, because somebody had to win. That was the reality of it. Detroit is cooked. Toronto seems like they've given up, or they just lack life force out there for the most part. This is a tough thing to counter as well when you're going up against such a monumental event, and you realize that, right? Like, look, these dudes are going out there, they're professionals on both teams, no matter how bad it is. I'm not knocking them as hustlers and as professionals, but as human beings. I mean, you're going up against, this is it. Like, you are purposely placed in that spot. The appetizer, the sports appetizer for the Super Bowl is actually the previous game we talked about. I lock up the under here. Under 231.5. Toronto at home, better scoring, I get that. Detroit, doesn't matter that they had some rest in between that marathon. They're still coming off this marathon here. I think these guys, both sides, they want to get through this game. And I don't think that that's a knock so much as it's just the reality here. Look, there's no more trade bait. There's no more, hey, you want to get the hell out of here? You don't like it here? Go play your ass off for the next 10 days and we can trade you. There's none of that anymore. You're locked in. You're set in. That whole like, shit, man, this is us. This is the team. This is who we are. That's all set in right now. So I think the first 3-4 games, there's no massive change here as far as roles and whatnot are concerned here, because Detroit was already running guys deep. Toronto in the similar sense, where you knew there wasn't going to be that humongous big thing where they were trading for Kevin Durant. It's just a matter now of getting through the end of the season. And maybe they are doing some crazy push. I don't know. But I think if anything, they hold Detroit. And I don't know if they are able, versus the want to put up $125, $130. They're not scoring as much as you would think to cover that spread. So that gives me pause, because Detroit is so bad, the volatility there, them not scoring enough to cover that spread, and Detroit being so bad, falling into whatever defensive mode or method Toronto has. Let's lock up the under. Let's just do that. Lock up the under and be happy. It's probably the easiest thing we can do. Now, we're also brought to you by Breaks of God. So celebrate the Super Bowl with a free autographed Travis Kelce, A.J. Brown, or Devontae Smith mini helmet. This thing's insane. I showed you my Brandon Graham helmet last night. I forgot it, so I don't have it here. Click the link in the description below. It's super easy, right? And you'll learn how to enter the giveaway. 3 winners. So, as I mentioned, Kelce, Brown, Smith. That's 3. 3 will be selected during a live box break on Instagram on Super Bowl Sunday. And you know, Breaks of God, we've been telling you about them. Latest sports card collecting trend to catch fire all over. It's out. Any and all sports card collectors of any age, right? Doesn't matter. High value card collections without having these huge investments or major risk. It's pretty cool. Make sure to keep up with everything that you want. Latest box breaks as well, card trends. Like them on Instagram. Follow them on Instagram at Breaks of God. Simple, right? So we appreciate you. Thumbs up, subscribe, you know the drill. Really, as far as like what's gone on here, we're right back full heavy on Monday. Lindy's got you, I got you on the weekend. Super Bowl, NFL, all that other shit's over. So get ready. That's all I'm saying. Go Birds. That's all I'm saying.